Hello and welcome to the Overgame podcast. Or was it the Game Over No, it was the Overgame podcast. So it has been 7 months or 6 months since the last episode. I was originally planning on doing this on a bi-weekly basis, meaning every 2 weeks, not twice a week. But the pandemic hit and my computer died and I got lazy and I got busy with other stuff. So the first time I posted the podcast online, I got some pretty good feedback. I wasn't expecting much feedback considering I'm a nobody and this is our first episode of a podcast. But I did get some good feedback, and one of the things that was most mentioned was that I might need a co-host to bounce ideas off of. And I think that was a good suggestion. Just because talking by myself, it gets boring and I run out of things to talk about, and a host would make it more interesting, a co-host. So, specifically for this podcast, I got married. My plan was to find a co-host, and now that they're trapped with me as a spouse, I can rope them into this podcast. So I'm introducing my wife, Teresia, who will be joining me on this adventure. Hello, Teresia.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Is this your first podcast?
Yes, I'm very nervous.
It's okay, I'm nervous too. So I wrote down a couple of things here that I think specifically about you that I'd like us to bring up. But I'm not going to jump into that immediately. I figured I'd take some time just to get the listeners to know us a little bit.
Sure.
So the concept of this podcast is to just serve as background noise. The idea is we're just gonna talk about whatever we feel like it. We might have some gameplay playing in the background. This time I'm not playing anything, but at some point it's called the Overgame podcast because I'm supposed to be talking over a game.
Yeah.
And commenting on it, even though podcast listeners don't get to see
the gameplay.
Yeah, that's right. But if you're watching on YouTube, then you can see the gameplay.
Sure.
But for this first episode, I'm calling this a first episode because it's the first time you were here.
Sure.
So I'm going to ignore the last one, pretend it never happened 7 or 6 months ago, and say that this is the first one.
Okay, episode 1 then.
Yes, official
episode 1 redo.
Episode 1, the remake. Remastered. Actually, remastered kind of fits with the gaming theme. Okay. So that works. So the first thing I want to listen. First off, listen to these notes I've written.
No, I want you to surprise me, because I'm just.
But they're so stupid. Like one of these. Okay, but I'll get to it. You'll see. I don't even know why I wrote this down. I don't even know what it means anymore. So, I thought you'd be a good co-host. Not specifically because we get along, and you're my best friend. But because despite us being only 5 years apart from each other,
sure,
in terms of like our gaming careers,
career,
we have drastically different life experiences, and I find that this can be a really interesting duality. Okay, you and me, because by the time, we're only 5 years apart, but somehow I played the NES, the SNES, the Nintendo 64, etc., as I grew older.
And I've played the Wii.
The Wii, which you were a tween, I guess?
Yeah, I was like 14.
And I was already
when I got my Wii.
Towards the end of my college career when the Wii came out.
But somehow. I did play the what's it called? The DS? No, Nintendo DS?
The SP.
SP?
Yeah,
yes,
the
Cube.
The Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm.
The SP. Yeah, the Cube. That's another point. We'll get to at some point. But yeah, so it's just very funny to me that despite, us being pretty close in age, you've somehow only experienced the later era of video games.
Yeah, I wasn't too interested back then.
Sure. So tell me a little bit about some of the games you've played.
So, I specifically remember on my SP playing this princess game. It was a Disney princess game. And it was the best game ever. I remember I used to sit in the dark in my room and just go through the little worlds and try to find the diamonds and go through the doors and get lost and have to come back and kill the trees and sing. It was the best thing ever. I also played like Donkey Kong, which I vaguely remember, to be honest.
On the Game Boy?
No, on the SP. Same thing?
Yes, the game. The Game Boy Advance is it's the Game Boy Advance SP.
Yeah. And I played. Maybe I played some Mario. I don't think I played Mario. Oh.
Well, describe to me. Okay. Before we move on, I was gonna ask you about Mario, but before we get to that, describe to me. Do you remember when we finally found that princess game on YouTube?
Yes, it took us a long time.
Do you remember your reaction when we found it?
Vaguely.
Okay.
Very vaguely.
Here's the thing. You seem to have this very... how do I describe it? How do I describe it without you wanting to divorce me? Let's say you have a very...
I have selective memory.
No, not the memory thing.
Not the memory.
A very shallow outlook on video games in terms of visuals, in terms of graphics. And I showed you the game. First off, I found a GameCube game, and you were like, oh, is this it? And the thing is, the GameCube game was 3D and not a 2D side-scrolling, and somehow
I forgot.
You've confused
I didn't remember
with a Game Boy game.
But I felt that it was off. I'm like, no, I don't remember this. But if that's the only one, I played it on the.
Yeah.
Could I said the game?
Cube.
The cube.
You kept calling the SP a cube. Right. Here's the narrative. She came to me. She said, "I vaguely remember a princess game that I used to play when I was a child." I said, "Great. We can find it. Do you know what it's called?" And she's like, "No, it's like a Disney princess game." And I say, "Okay, do you know what console you played it on?" She's like, "Yes, it was on on a Cube or on a Nintendo console." I said, "Okay, which one was it?" And I listed all of them. N64, GameCube, Wii, and you said GameCube, specifically because the game...
Yes, it looked like a cube.
Yeah, the Game
So I'm
Boy.
like, yeah, it's the cube one. Sure, let's do that one.
That's right. So I went on Wikipedia and I looked through the entire library of GameCube games, and I found all the ones that are by Disney and all the ones that are Princess. And we looked through YouTube and we found the one Disney Princess game that's on GameCube, and that wasn't it, eventually. And then you described playing it on a handheld device.
Yup.
So I connected the dots and figured maybe you meant the Game Boy Advance SP, because that's the only other cubic handheld I can think of.
And then you looked up the picture, and then you're like, are you talking about this? I'm like, no.
No, exactly. What is this?
What's that?
God damn. And then I show you the game. I find the game. I say, it has to be this. And I show you the game, and you're like, oh my god,
it's the game.
That's the game. This is it.
Oh my
Why
god.
is it so ugly? Because that's your first reaction is...
Why
old
did
games
it look
are all
so bad?
ugly. They're all bad. God. So I actually had the story on my list here. It says Princess Game GameCube. And that's what one of the things I wanted to discuss, which I find funny.
The game was
Now,
the best.
Let's circle back here to Mario.
Okay.
So you said maybe you played the Mario game. You're not sure.
Oh yes, I remember.
Which
I
one?
played the racing one.
Mario Kart?
Sure.
Okay, sure.
And I specifically remember doing the beach one, the beach course.
The beach level.
Yeah.
Was it on the Wii?
No, it was on both, because they have it on the
Game Boy
SP
Advance?
and on the Wii. Yes.
Do they? Okay, comment below to let me know if they have it on the Game Boy.
Yes, for real. I remember it so clearly.
Okay.
And that's why I knew what to do in the Wii, because there's always like two gaps, basically, where you have it's the same course. Sorry.
Describing with your hands, they can't see that.
I know.
Okay.
It's like two sand dunes, and I always knew that if you passed in the water, you'd slow down, so you'd have to try and like stay on the sand as much as possible, except for that area, which we'd always get slowed down on. But there was a chance that you would venture too far from the light blue water and go into the deep part and die. So I specifically remember that.
Okay. Yeah. I know that.
I was really young. You can't blame me for the poem. I was
But that's so
like 10.
weird for me. How were you 10 when you played? No, that doesn't make sense. The game came out in 2000. The Wii came out in 2006.
Not the Wii,
didn't
the
it?
SP.
Oh, the SP. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you only played Mario Kart. So,
I mean, I played other ones, but I don't have.
I know I'm not gonna get a genuine reaction from you if I
played Mario
to you.
Galaxy
Yes, you did play Mario Galaxy. You mentioned that before.
on the Wii.
That's right. Yeah. You know the re-releasing it for the Switch?
I think
If you'd
you
like
told
to
me.
Get back to that.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm not
No.
interested.
What is this? A game for kids?
No, I'll just stick to what I do right now.
Okay, which is
RuneScape.
of course RuneScape and The Sims.
And The Sims. Yeah.
So when I mentioned to you in the past, I said we have to play through classic games, through the history of games, just so that you can like appreciate the medium.
Oh,
and
boy.
I mentioned Zelda and I mentioned Mario, and then I showed you the old Mario games, because when you said Mario, you said, yeah, I played Mario on the Wii. I'm like, no. Mario started in 1985. Not 2006. It's an old franchise. And I showed you the graphics, and you're like, oh, what is this? That's so old and ugly. I don't want to play this.
But I saw it recently, like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, oh, that's the first one. It looks really good. It actually looks really
That's
good.
not what you said.
No?
What?
You sure?
Yeah, when we were watching a YouTube video.
Yeah, and I said, that's the first one. Oh, it's in color. That's what
It's
I
in
said.
color. That's right. You said, how come it's not in black and white? It's in color. I'm like, do you know when color TVs? Like, by 1985, everyone already had a color TV. Like, that wasn't.
I'm so ignorant. I was like, it's in color. What the hell?
Oh man. I'm excited to get to this next point. Actually, I'm not. We don't have much to talk about on this next point. But and I showed you the original Zelda games, and from this point forward, whenever I showed you a side scroller, even a new one. Okay, side scroller is a game that's not in 3D, where you walk.
It's a
from left
platform game.
A platformer, but
There
not
we
all
go.
platformers. Because they're all 3D platformers, right? But not all platformers are side scrollers, and not all side scrollers are platformers. So I don't know. Like, let's say specifically, when I show you side scrolling platform games, even if they're new ones, even if it's one that came out this year, like let's say Bloodstained Ritual of the Night came out last year, I think.
I think what you're trying to say is that I did not know that what's it? What did you call it?
Side-scrolling platformers.
Side-scrolling platformers was a whole genre. I did not know that. I thought that was the old-time games, and then showing me that now, it's like they still make these kind of games. Like it was like, what was
you
this?
seem to think that they're all old games. That's where I was going.
Once they're like pixelated, I mean, I know I play RuneScape, but once they're like pixelated to me, it's just like, it's an old game.
Yeah,
but I know better now because you told me it's just the aesthetic. So.
Yes, that is an aesthetic. Okay, so I have one more thing here that I just want to bring up that I wrote down, and this was from the other day when you were trying to remind me of a song. I think it's a song that you play on Just Dance. Maybe not. I don't know.
The
but
Chihuahua
you found it on
song?
not the Chihuahua song. Dear God, please. It's the song that goes VVV. Yeah, exactly. And this is what I have down on my note. It says random singing VVV.
No, I did not sing it.
The reason I have this here is because whenever you're trying to describe a song to me, you always describe it in the most wrong way possible, and I'm trying to decipher it in my head. And then when we find the song, it's not at all what you're saying. You don't even hum it. Like, you don't hum it. If you hum the melody, maybe I'd get it. But instead, you just decide to do noises with your mouth.
So first off, the music that I am introducing to you is music that you don't know. So there's no point in me humming that song. So I just try to think of okay, maybe, oh, you need to listen to this Vi song, and I go on YouTube and I type, obviously I don't know how to type, spell Vi, so I put Vi, and because YouTube has such a great algorithm, I just first solution, what's it?
First result.
First result, yes.
First solution.
And
YouTube is a science.
I'm tired. Yeah, first result, and it's like, look, the song VAI. So
was that a Just Dance song?
no, that was just a random thing from back in the day. I think it's a TikTok thing. No, it's not. I don't know.
You don't even use TikTok.
I know, it's just a random, but I do use Reddit, so I'm very aware of what's going on.
I see. Okay. Well, speaking of Just Dance, we recently got the game. That's a game you play too.
Yes.
Right, so we're at 3 now. See that? RuneScape, she is a gamer girl. RuneScape, The Sims, Just Dance.
Yep.
There you go, guys. We found the gamer girl. Here she is. So Just Dance.
Just Dance 2020.
2020, yeah. So we realized that it's basically just... you can just put the music videos on YouTube.
You could, but it's so different. You need the points. You need to know that you're scoring points.
And that's the satisfaction you get out of it.
Yes.
But last time you were dancing, I said, babe, you're not doing the dance they're doing.
I was trying to get points.
No, you said, oh, it doesn't matter. I just want to dance. So I'm like, you're contradicting yourself right now with the point thing.
It was at that time I just wanted to dance because I was hyper and I needed to move. So I'm like, yes.
You use it as a workout too.
Yeah. So I just needed to move a little bit. And besides, the choreography didn't make any sense. I was lost. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
When you don't like the dance, you just decide, you make the directorial decision to not follow the dance and do your own dance.
I
instead.
try, but it's going too fast. I have to practice it. And when I'm in when I'm on the world stage, I make an effort to score points for my team.
Except when it's that one song that you didn't like.
Because that's a stupid song. I don't know why it's on. I don't know why it's on. I don't know who likes that nonsense. I can't remember the song.
Oh, me either. It was like an alternate version of a song you have unlocked, so it was harder.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is the point of the podcast. So I don't have segments planned out. You know how some podcasts do, like, okay, now it's time for this, and they do like mail or they go on Twitter and they answer questions or whatever, or they read their emails. I don't have segments planned, and we still have like 15 minutes or 12 minutes to go at least.
Well,
so this is the segment where we just improvise.
It's fine. On the Wii, I also played Tony Hawk's Skate Jam, Downhill Skate Jam.
Downhill Jam.
That was oh my god, that was
That was on the Wii?
Yes.
Oh.
That was the best thing ever. I loved it so much. It was just, oh my god. I don't even know how to describe it. Everyone probably played it already, but...
Well, I mean, if you haven't played it, or you don't know of it, but you do know Tony Hawk games, think of a Tony Hawk game that is not Tony Hawk, and instead it's you basically just riding down a hill in a race format.
Yeah.
It's not about...
But it's not even a race, it's like a timer.
Yeah, it's like a time trial.
Yeah.
Like a rally.
But I don't know how the other games were, but that one was very... it was mapped like exactly how it would be mapped in real life, and I thought that was pretty cool. And my little brain at the time thought the graphics were the best thing ever.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's honestly every generation kind of, we go through, like, I have a very specific memory of Duke Nukem Forever. It's a game that took 12-15 years to make. But back when I was a child and I had I used to play Duke Nukem 3D regularly, and I saw on a demo disc that I got in a magazine, I saw a trailer for the upcoming Duke Nukem Forever. That was maybe in 2001 or 2002 or something. And 2001 maybe, I don't know. But at the time, watching that trailer looked like the most and let me tell you why. I have two very specific memories. Okay. It looked like the most, like, my brain immediately thought, this is it. we've achieved the peak of video game graphics. It doesn't get better than this. This is if you haven't watched that trailer, you can pause this podcast and go watch it now if you want, or watch it after the podcast.
What's it?
It's Duke Nukem Forever.
Duke Nukem?
Yeah, the original trailer from 2000 something. And the two specific memories that I have is that the characters had eyelids that would blink. Not like textures that would just swap, like actual 3D modeled eyelids that would close. And they had hands that had individual fingers. So the fingers would move instead of it being just one block with a hand texture on it, like in The Sims or old games or Mario. Where in the first Sims, it was like this. They didn't have fingers.
I can't recall, but sure.
You can look that up too. And that was incredible. That was mind-blowing. And I showed all my friends. Well, my two friends. I showed my one friend. Fine. I showed my brother.
Yo,
I showed my brother.
That's what I was saying, like, what friends?
I showed my brother, and he was 4 years younger than me, so he didn't understand what was going on.
Philip!
No, Alex. Philip is 8 years younger than me.
I was like, oh, you're younger brother?
I showed my newborn brother the trailer for Duke Nukem Forever, and he didn't get
I
it.
forgot Alex existed for a second.
But yeah, and that was it. And that happens with every generation. So it's okay that, Downhill Jam seemed like the greatest thing ever to you as a child, because that's just how it goes.
And the thing about it is it was my first console, and I just started taking, I guess, gaming seriously when I came home, because I spent all my time at my aunt's. So when I finally went home to my actual house on the weekend or during the summer, and I sat there and I'm like, yeah, TV is mine, guys. I'm an only child, so TV is mine, parents. I'm playing some game right now. And I would plug that shit in, and I would put that, and I would sit down in the middle of the living room with a cushion underneath my butt, and I would sit down and play. And I would play for hours and hours and hours because I was just so focused. I loved it.
Did you sit too close to the TV?
Oh, maybe I don't know. That's a myth, so it doesn't even matter.
Still, that's funny.
My parents would just let me play. And I also played what's this game? Oh my god, it's
Describe it. Let's see if I can guess.
There's a movie made from it, and Jake Gyllenhaal was in it. Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia.
I played Prince of Persia, and I also enjoyed that game.
Do
But
you
it was
remember which one it was? Can you describe
the only
it?
one.
There were like
The
9.
only one on the Wii.
Okay, there were many on the Wii.
The one where they probably all have puzzles.
Yes, they do.
I think the cover was brown.
They're all kind of brown.
Oh boy.
You know what? Maybe.
Sand of Time.
Sands of Time.
Yeah.
The first, like, since I don't know how to describe it. Not the first one, but it's like the first in the remake franchise.
Sure.
And the reboot franchise.
Yeah. And it was my first game like that. So I was like all excited. I was like, yes, I want to play this. This is great. I sat down, I play. I had my little tutorials on my phone because these puzzles were just so difficult. And got to the point
it was
where...
at a point where you could use your phone to research. That's odd.
Wait, let me think about
The
this.
Sands of Time came out in, like...
Yes, but when did I play it?
Okay, so I guess
in
you picked
2014.
What?
Yes.
2014. That was 6 years ago.
Oh no!
You
Sorry.
said you were a
Oh
young
no, that's
child.
wrong. Sorry, that's wrong. I meant to say when I was 14. So back
when you
in
were 14.
2006, 7.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
And I really, really enjoyed it. But it got, I am. Apparently, I've always been that way, but it's worse now. I start playing. I play for like 3, 4, 5 hours, and I get to the point where, why can I not figure out this freaking puzzle? Like, why is it so? And I wasn't using the guide yet. I was like, what do you do? Where do you go? Can I even jump? I just couldn't. I just can't get the clues.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure that shit out. So I pull up the guides, and it wasn't a YouTube video. It was like a wiki.
Yeah.
So I was reading everything, and
Like
they
a
had
game
all these
fact.
guides and the pictures, and I would go through it, and I would do some of them. And eventually that shit got tired, and I'm just like, next game. And I played...
Downhill Jam.
No, it was not that one. That one came much later, actually.
Okay.
Not Red Dead Redemption. The one with the cowboy,
Yeah.
and he has a gun and a sword.
Oh,
and
yes.
he's in the desert.
Red Steel.
Yes, I played Red Steel 2.
Red Steel 2, yeah, which you always seem to confuse with Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, they're all red.
Because Jack Black was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on his YouTube channel. And when you came to the living room and you said, I was watching it and you said, what is this? I said, Red Dead Redemption 2. And you're like, oh, I played this game. I was like, I don't think you played this game. It came out and I haven't seen you play it because it came out like not too long ago. Shoot, I forgot when you were talking about
Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia. Yes, I was gonna say 2 days ago or 3 days ago or maybe a week ago, depending on when this podcast comes out. Ubisoft announced that they're releasing a remake of Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Again?
What do you mean again? That's the first remake. Wait, did they do like a HD version? Maybe they may have done an HD version at some point. I'd have to look that up. But is that something you'd be interested in playing?
Of course not.
Of course not.
If I have to put any time into a game, it's finishing Persona 5 and
finishing Persona 5.
Yes.
Oh my god, you haven't even gone through the intro sequence and you're
I
already
went
tired
through
of
the
it.
intro sequence.
It's like an 80-hour game.
It started really well. Honestly, I was having so much fun, and then it got to the point where you see these deadlines in games. I just can't. Like, RuneScape and Sims, no deadline. You play how you want, whenever you want, etc., etc. But in this game, it's like you have 10 days to find his heart or whatever and defeat him so that he can go to jail, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, stress. And then people are like, let's meet up, let's plan, go get medicine, try again. And I'm trying to go through the dungeon and I die. And I'm just like, how is this supposed to get any easier? It doesn't. It's just you have to keep playing it. And I just kind of like, once the story stopped, I just kind of just,
okay.
I don't know.
And what about The Witcher 3?
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I am interested in continuing The Witcher 3. That was very fun.
Yeah,
the story's
the
great.
1 hour that you played.
That's a long
2
time.
hours.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. That's a long investment.
I sat there for an hour and I played The Witcher 3 and I read through all the dialogue.
Yeah.
And the combat is very interesting. Oops. The combat is very interesting.
Yeah.
So,
it's
very difficult.
It is, like, it's strategic. But you were doing it pretty well.
Technical.
Because you started out button mashing and I told you, no button mashing in The Witcher. You gotta plan your hits, and you picked up on it really fast.
Yeah, but if I had to take it now,
yeah,
without going to the tutorial, I would button mash again because I can't remember anything.
It's been, how long has it been? 5 days?
It's last
weekend?
Monday, I think.
Okay. So it's been like a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's fine. And I saw the Oddworld on your PlayStation 3. Yeah. You scrolling twice. I'm like, oh, it's this game. It's because the trailer had a very big impact.
That's the new one, though.
No, the one on your PS3.
No, I mean the trailer you saw was the old one.
No, you showed me the old. What?
The trailer you saw
was
the new one, the one that's coming out soon.
I saw the old one too.
Oh, you did?
You showed me the whole intro. I know the whole story where
I showed
he
you
was
the
the cleaner and
yes. I showed you the intro, but you didn't see the gameplay, did you?
Yeah, I saw the gameplay
did?
too.
Okay.
I saw when he went for the first level, but the whole story, but this game is so deep. I felt it, and it just seeing you scroll through your 2,200 games on PS3. I was like, oh shit, that one game. Yeah, that's so interesting.
That's cool.
But it's a platform. I can't be playing this platform.
What do you mean?
I can't be playing this platform.
No.
I'll watch somebody play, but I don't think I'll play it. And the thing about it is, you guys don't even know. We have so many games. We have thousands of games ranging from PS4, PS3, and Steam.
Yeah.
And ask us how many games we play.
Yeah. So I download the game. I'm very excited to play the game.
Which game?
Right? Any game
that
I'm excited for, right? Because like Death Stranding, right? Because I've been waiting for the game. And we download it, and we spend maybe 2 weekends playing through it, investing just all the time playing through it. And then I default back to Destiny 2.
Okay.
and
Now,
we don't continue.
Death Stranding is a very interesting story.
Yes.
Because when did this game come out? Last year, October or something?
Oh, I don't know.
It came out last year.
I think it was at the tail end of last year.
Yes. And back then, we had just gotten married.
Yeah.
So, not to go too deep, but we were not playing Death Stranding. And the thing was, it's too expensive right now. We'll get it when it's a little bit cheaper. No problem. We're like, we're gonna not watch anybody, no gameplay. We're very interested because we were like watching the trailers up to it, and we're like,
watch the comments.
We're like, what? We're like, what is this? What is happening? What is this baby thing? This is so cool. No trailers. We're checking each other. You haven't watched any trailers, right? No gameplay. So we just removed Death Stranding from our head. Eventually, we get the game. It's on sale, and we sit there for like, it was more than 2 weekends. It was like a month.
No, it wasn't.
Really?
It wasn't a month. We would have finished the game if it was a month.
No, but it was not like every day for a month. It was like you did pick it up like 4 times, like every weekend for like a month. We would sit there and would play for Death Stranding for hours. It'd be 3-4 hours at a time.
Yeah.
And we got through a lot of the story. And then one day, we just stopped.
Yeah.
And
it's not that it's not engaging enough. It's just that I don't know. How do we even describe this?
I don't even know. I think at that time Iron Banner was happening or something. And I think
it wasn't Iron Banner. It was the the thing the where the classes are competing.
Oh, the
Titans and Hunters.
The summer thing.
Yeah, like the summer games,
yeah.
the Olympics.
I can't remember what it's called.
I'm talking about we're talking about Destiny 2. For those of you who don't know, there's like an event that takes place in the game, the Guardian Games.
The Guardian Games, yes.
So that was happening, and I got busy with that because I don't know why. You're
just very determined, and Titans were winning, blah blah. Yeah. And
then we didn't go back to
that was the end of Death Stranding, and I just went hardcore and RuneScape trying to get max and shit. And that was that.
So just one last thing, I guess, before we start wrapping up, because it's been quite some time. What's your thoughts on the new Tony Hawk game? Have you seen any gameplay of it? Because you mentioned. You know what?
I think I've seen snippets of the gameplay. I think I also said, "Oh, that looks nice."
Yeah.
Oh, I want to play that.
It's nothing like Downhill Jam, is it?
No, it's not. I don't think I'd want to play it because it's just you trying to one up your tricks. Yeah. I'm not interested in that.
Okay. Yeah. But it is interesting that this game came out just now around when you started getting interested in skateboarding.
This
is a topic we did not bring up this episode, but let's leave some stuff for another day.
Oh boy, you guys are gonna
a teaser.
You guys are gonna love the stories.
What stories? Watch us come up with like one story for 5 minutes.
Two stories.
Okay.
2 very painful stories, and that's all.
Yeah. So yeah, let me know what you think of that format. And whether or not you like Teresia or you don't like her, I don't care.
Yeah, me too.
We're just gonna keep doing this because this is fun.
Oh, maybe we might keep doing it.
No, I think
depends on if you like me or not.
No, that's what I'm saying. I literally just said it doesn't matter if they like you or not. I literally just said that.
I don't mind just sitting down in my little corner playing some RuneScape, trying to get marks and shit.
No. You can't be playing RuneScape all the time. We'll do this podcast. My point is, hopefully it's not going to be another 6 or 7 months before the next episode. Let's try and make this a little more regular.
Sure.
I think it's nice for us to just sit down and chat about nothing.
But we do it all the time.
We do, but we don't record it. That's why I thought you'd be a good co-host, because we always spend. Like, we sit down, we start talking about something random that I saw on the internet, and it leads to conversations, and then
you know why it's
2 or 3 hours went by.
You know why it's good?
Why?
It's because we can always talk about the same things over and over again because I have shit memory.
Yeah, you have a bad
memory.
So
for me, it's like all over again.
I have a selective memory. So together,
you don't remember.
We are, by all forces combined, we are Captain Planet. But yeah, thank you all for listening. Hopefully this was interesting, or this served as good background noise. Let me know on Twitter or in the comments or wherever you feel like reaching me to, if you have any feedback or ideas or questions or suggestions. I'm open to all of it. And if you're listening to this while sleeping, I hope we did not disrupt your sleep.
Aww.
And have a good night.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.